Hey guys, welcome back to Encounter. It's 2021. We've left all our problems in 2020. Everything is back to normal.
Well, not really. There's another lockdown.
What, this year?
Yeah.
Right. Well, we need to lighten the mood with Taskmaster.
Welcome everybody to our Taskmaster challenge, and obviously here we've got Taskmaster Nick Blanche, also director of Norwich for Christ, and our first victim, Blue Ben. How are you feeling?
Terrified, to be honest with you. Not entirely sure what's coming, so hopefully it's nothing too bad.
And we've got Gary Watson with us. Welcome to the Taskmaster challenge, Gary. And here we have Connor Burns.
Hey!
How are you
Hello.
feeling, Connor?
Terrified. There's a lot of regret that I'm feeling right now for volunteering for this.
Over to the Taskmaster to explain the challenge.
Okay. The floor is lava. Without your feet touching the floor, how far can you propel yourself across your garden?
Across the garden? Oh, okay. Well...
Okay. I'm feeling a lot better now. I was thinking that you were going to make me go and do something really embarrassing out in the street.
Okay. Right. Now that's not too bad at all. Right, okay, good.
So there's a couple of ground rules, pun intended. The first being that you get 3 attempts to travel the distance, and you must total all 3 attempts. So not just the best one, but all 3. The competition won't just be judged on how far you travel. It will also be judged on style and approach.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
Good. See you on the other side. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
I actually live in the same house as Connor, and he hasn't been told about the challenge yet, so I can't discuss it with him or give it away, so I can't go and get things or look for stuff. So at the moment I'm just thinking about things that I could do, and I feel like the key to this challenge is not going to be how strong you propel yourself, it's going to be how you carry that momentum. Something like a go-kart that I could get on, where I can just push myself and I'll keep going.
I'm a little bit worried about the word propel, because I'm thinking I can't really just kind of like place stuff and walk across it, because that's not propelling myself. I need something either that slides or something with wheels. That's where I want to aim for, to get to that fence. Here we go.
So my idea is this swing. I'm going to launch myself all the way to at least halfway across the garden. I'm not known for my general stability and standing, and I'm more known for my clumsiness more than anything, so this could end really badly.
So I've found some cord, which is pretty strong. I think that'll come in handy. I was debating using the lawn mower to stand on, but I don't think my wife would be very pleased if I broke that. But I have got a sledge.
Second person to hold the other side.
Okay, so we tried the swing, and this is the aftermath. So we might have to rethink this a little bit.
You see that grey pipe sticking up there? See that grey pipe? This is my plan, and I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to try and put a loop in my rope and throw it over that pipe, and then pull myself to the pipe on the sledge. Let's see if it works. No. It's not going far enough. Oh. So near, but so far. I don't think this is going to work. Let's try something else.
What is this? Is that a pogo stick?
Oh, I hope it's a pogo stick.
Oh, I think it's a pogo stick.
That's a pogo stick.
It's a pogo stick!
Yes!
Okay, I can't jump off it because I'll go through the ground.
Okay, so attempts 1 and 2 have nearly ended in my death.
Yeah.
We're now going to go and get another member of Norwich Youth for Christ to hold the other side of the swing, and hopefully this time I don't nearly kill myself. So yeah.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be easy, but I'm eating my words.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Right, so I need something weighted on the end of my rope. I've got this. It could catch on something, but it's only made of plastic. I'm going to try this, see if I can get it to hook on that pole. Well, it hit something. Oh. This time, baby. Let's go. Oh, I think we've caught on something. It caught on my washing line, but then it came off. This is my last go with this. If it doesn't work this time, I'm trying something else. Grappling hook strategy abandoned. I'm still going to use the sledge, but this time I am going to try and push myself like a gondolier. Here we go. This is where I die. Hopefully not. Yay!
That's a bit of an ominous sound.
3 meters 40. One more. 7 meters 40.
I'm going! Here we go, here we go.
Where am I here? I'm still only 390. I'm still less than your first go. meters 12.
It's because you're heading that way. Oh, yeah. Right, from there to there is 5 meters. Oh.
410. I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm feeling pretty wet and cold, and I want to go back inside.
That's another 2 meters 50. So that's 7 meters 50 centimeters. I thought the rope was a good idea, pulling myself, but it didn't have enough weight to get it caught round the pole. The sticks and the sledge was a better idea. I didn't get as far as I maybe wanted to, but at least I got somewhere.
Right, can we measure that? Yes. Also, I've just gone straight over that poo, which I'm really happy about.
And this one.
And this one.
Yeah, 4 meters and 70 centimeters.
That wasn't so bad, was it? I think it could have gone a lot worse.
It definitely could have gone worse.
My back is in an awful lot of pain right now.
Yeah. It almost did go a lot worse, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I think because of the risks I took, because of the pain I went through, and because of the fact I had to roll through dog poo, I shouldn't be disqualified for including the roll distance in my overall total.
Well, that'll be up to the Taskmaster.
Welcome back to the final part of Taskmaster, where we decide who the winner, who the victor is out of Gary, Ben and Connor. We've just watched through the highlights, and to be honest, I have not got a clue what any of you were thinking. All of the ideas were shocking and awful, and also brilliantly inventive, but just terrible all at the same time. Taskmaster, what did you think?
Shall we start with Ben? You started off kind of, what was it? I think you said the secret to this is not how strong you propel yourself, but how you carry your momentum.
Sounds like one of those really corny phrases that people put on their kitchen walls.
No one really understands what it means.
Yeah, well, I interpreted the whole propelling yourself across your garden, right, as you're only allowed to put one force, and after you force yourself once, you've got to, that's it. So you get one propel, right? So that was my initial interpretation, right? So I was like, right, so I need to be on something that will carry the momentum.
Yeah. Like a go-kart is what you said. Like a go-kart.
Yes, I did say that.
I'm imagining quite an engineering feat of nature here, and you end up with a stick.
What I realised was I was mistaken in thinking that wheels would work very well on the grass outside. Maybe if I try and fly myself, that might work a little bit better because I'm not touching the ground.
And then we got Gary. Did you just think you were just going to get some rope and swing that and loop that on your first try, or?
Yeah, it would have been easier if there was a passing cow, but there wasn't. There was only a pipe.
Right.
Lassoing is maybe one of my many hidden talents that I know nothing about. I was prepared to give it a go. Just so happened
along with riding a lawnmower?
Riding horse, riding a lawnmower, cowboys, cows. Why not? Let's go for it.
I don't think a sledge would necessarily last long in lava, but I definitely not a bad idea. But
it was better than a pogo stick.
And Connor, a swing? Like, how old are you? 5?
We're youth workers, aren't we? All children at heart.
No.
It was bound to end in disaster, and the fact that everybody else around you could see that, including yourself, and still going ahead with it. I don't know whether to admire you and applaud you, or just to think you are absolutely crazy. I think it was a great idea, and it certainly gave you the distance, and I was all ready to go, I think we've got our winner, until that bombshell at the end, whereby including the roll distance.
Yeah. How many people have you known who've rolled in lava and survived? Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not convinced, really. Should we just have a little reminder of the overall scores? Currently, and I say currently, in third place is Gary Watson with 7.5 metres. In second place is Blue Ben with a respectable 11.4 metres. And currently in first place is Connor Burns with 16.22 metres. But that did include your roll distance, which we are not going to allow, and therefore you are disqualified.
No.
Yes.
Will not be winning this Taskmaster, I'm afraid, Connor Burns. So that just leaves the two remaining contestants, Blue Ben and Gary Watson. So it comes down to the Taskmaster to decide who the winner is, and a reminder that it's not just about how far you travelled, but also the style in which you travelled. Taskmaster.
Well, I think really, because I think Gary could have gone a lot further with his sledge, but just failed
I think therefore the winner has to be Ben.
Hey!
Yes.
Round of applause.
Well done, Ben.
Hey, Ben. The winner of the inaugural Taskmaster. Well done.
So now we're going to go into a time of worship, which is how we as Christians show our appreciation to God. And then after that, we're going to hear from Morale from Fusion Movement. So I'm just going to quickly pray for us. God, I thank you that no matter where we are in life, you are there and you're working things together for our good. Amen.
Oh, how high would I climb mountains if the mountains were where you hide? Oh, how far I'd scale the valleys if you graced the other side. Oh, how long have I chased rivers from lonely seas to where they rise, against the rush of grace descending from the source of its supply. In the highlands and the heartache, you're neither more or less inclined. I will search and stop and nothing, you're just not that hard to find. Ooh, I will praise you on the mountain, I will praise you in the mountains in my way. You're the summit where my feet are. I will praise you in the valleys all the same. Whatever I walk through, wherever I am, you'll make me move mountains wherever I stand. Oh, how far beneath your glory does your kindness extend the path, from where your feet rest on the sunrise to where you sweep the sinner's past. Whatever I walk through, wherever I am, you make me move mountains wherever I stand. And if ever I walk through the valley of death, I'll see through the shadows my song of sand. Whatever I walk through, wherever I am, you make me move mountains wherever I stand. And if ever I walk through the valley of death, I'll see through the shadows my song of sand, my song of sand. My song of sand. I will praise you on the mountain, I will praise you in the mountains in my way. You're the summit where my feet are. I will praise you in the valleys all the same. No less God within the shadows, no less faithful when the night leads me astray. You're the heaven where my heart is. In the highlands and the heartache all the same.
Hey, how are you doing? What a crazy start to the year we've all had so far, right? It almost feels like a dream. Who knew our life and world would still look like this after an entire year of lockdown, a pandemic and restrictions, right? 2020 wasn't easy at all. I personally found myself in situations where I had to deal with lots of disappointments and frustrations with how the world was operating. For example, we had a situation where with my mom's visa process to come and live here in the UK with us, and because she lived in Iran, and it almost took her an entire year to get her visa. And on the way, in the whole process of waiting, we faced so many disappointments and frustrations, one after another. And it was even more frustrating that we couldn't get together as a family and be there for each other in person. And I'm sure you also have faced a lot of challenges and disappointments, not only once or twice, but many times. And maybe this year you couldn't even see your grandparents or go to school as normal or see your friends properly. Like so many others, you probably entered survival mode as well, and after a while were so fed up with the never-ending changes to the restrictions. But the good news is that you got through it. So well done. I know it hasn't been easy and ideal, but you've made it, so well done. The great news is this isn't it. There is more to our life and our journey with God than just getting through a pandemic. God has and wants more for us. This year could be the best year and time of your life with God yet. And I know it's a big statement, but it could be. You got through an entire year of a pandemic and you survived. And in fact, if you look back, you can see that it has made you stronger and more resilient. This year may bring new challenges to face or tough situations to deal with, but it will also bring lots of new opportunities to learn, grow and develop, because that's how life is. In the Bible, we read a lot where God says, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you." No matter how hard or good your life has been, or maybe it still is, remember that God is with you in the night, in your emptiness, in your dark and lonely moments, as well as in your joy, in your hope, and in your purpose. God is with you. His presence is hovering over you. So why not focus on that? Why not shift your focus from how weird and crazy this time of our life is to getting stronger and making this year and this season the best time of your life with God yet? Prophet Isaiah in chapter 54 verse 2 says, "Enlarge the plains of your tent. Stretch your tent curtains wide, do not hold back. Lengthen your cords, strengthen your stakes." To give you a bit of context to the book, this book is the first and longest prophetic book in the Bible, and its focus is on the Messiah, the anointed servant king who is coming to redeem, save, and bring a new covenant of peace to all nations. I wonder how many of you have been camping. Do you hate it or do you love it? I personally, I'm not a big fan of it. You probably have also experienced tripping over a guy rope in the dark, right? You probably had to set up a tent at some point, or have seen someone setting it up. Maybe at Soul Survivor or at other summer festivals on a normal day, or maybe on a camping trip with your parents. So Prophet Isaiah is not talking here about the small tents that we use for camping now, but he's talking about the Bedouin tents, which are the old-fashioned tents. So to enlarge an old-fashioned biblical era tent, the more the tent is enlarged by lengthening the cords by which the cloth covering is fastened to the ground, the more the stakes supporting the tent need to be strengthened. So Isaiah had this process in mind when he compared the prophetic prosperity of Israel to a Bedouin tent. But what does it have to do with us today? In order to grow, we need to be stretched. It isn't easy, but it means you're growing. It's great. It's good news. In order to grow, we need to put some stakes in place to help us get stronger. And for that, I have 3 C's. These are your stakes that would help you get stronger and be more strengthened. So the first C is communion. We are called to live in communion with Christ, and it is in His presence that we find rest. When your body is tired, you need to rest to recharge. Otherwise, tiredness can cause making poor decisions. Instead, rest can help you refocus on what is important. In Matthew 11, Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." My question for you is, how are you going to pursue rest and communion with Christ this year? Could you add a day of rest and Sabbath into your week to grow in rest this year? Could you turn on the screen limit on your phone and read the scripture for after a certain time? Or maybe you want to just sit down in the presence of God in silence for an hour and find rest in the presence of God like that way. So that was our first C, communion. The second C is community. We are also called to live in community. For example, when I was in the whole process of waiting for my mom's visa and we were facing so many frustrations and challenges, I was surrounded by a brilliant community who supported me all the way through that time of waiting with their prayers and with their encouragement and voice messages, sending me like lovely, sweet messages, and their support gave me strength to keep going and keep getting through this year. So we are made to live in community, to love one another as Jesus says, Jesus says in the Bible. And Apostle Paul in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 also says, encourage one another and build each other up. So my question for you is, could it be that this year you would grow in how to love one another better? Maybe you'd want to commit to pray for 14 days for a friend who is struggling or dealing with something tough during this time. Or maybe you want to start sending them voice messages to encourage them and pray for them. So that was our second C, community. So far we talked about two C's, that being in communion with Christ and being in community strengthen us. Our last C is commission, which is you, because you are called to be a commission into the world. So how can you see these strengths and share them? How can you use these strengths and share them with others? I want to commission you now to go and use these strengths. Maybe you need to use these strengths to forgive your friends who've hurt you before, or to be bold and share your faith with friends, or maybe tell them about what is it about Jesus that you love, or maybe you want to invite them to church or your youth group one day. Maybe you also you need to say no to an unhealthy habit or choice, and whatever it is. Why don't you take a moment with me to write it down on a piece of paper? What does it look like for you to practice your strength in every area of your life? What can you do intentionally this year and during this time to live the best time of your life with God yet?
Thank you, Morale, for that brilliant and challenging talk. She gave us a lot of great questions to think about. So why not take the next song to reflect on them, either by yourself or with a friend?
Over the mountains and the sea, your river runs with love for me, and I will open up my heart and let the heater set me free. I'm happy to be in the truth, and I will daily lift my hands, for I will always sing of when your love came down. I could sing of your love forever. 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 Over the mountains and the sea, your river runs with love for me, and I will open up my heart and let the heater set me free. I'm happy to be in the truth, and I will daily lift my hands, for I will always sing of when your love I could sing of your love forever. I could sing of your love. Your name is power over darkness, freedom for the captives, mercy for the broken and the hopeless. Your name is faithful in the battle, glory in the struggle. Mighty, you won't let us down or fail us. Your name is power. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Your name is power. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And oh, I feel like dancing. And this foolishness I know. When the world has seen the light, they will dance with joy like we're dancing now. I could sing of your love forever. I could sing of your love forever. I could sing of your love forever. I could sing of your love. Your name is power over darkness, freedom for the captives, mercy for the broken and the hopeless. Your name is faithful in the battle, glory in the struggle. Mighty, you won't let us down or fail us. Your name is power. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Your name is power.
Guys, thank you for joining us for the first encounter of 2021. It can only get better from here. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, please hit the like button. Leave us a comment down below, and I do solemnly swear to reply to every single one of them individually. I'm not going to do that. Please subscribe to the YFC channel, and if you liked this video, if it blessed you, share it to a friend. If it didn't bless you, share it to a different friend. See you next month!
Like a gondolier.
I've just gone straight over that poo, which I'm really happy about.
Is that a pogo stick?
Oh, I hope it's a pogo stick.